Odd Negroes presents Climax Springs' own I'm Sad Because You're Dead with their #1 smash hit, Grave Miscalculations. Rest in peace or nah. Take it away, boys and girls. It's one.
Are you dead? Grave miscalculations. Rest in peace or not? Rest in peace or not? Did they bury you? Did they slay? Was it okay? Rest in peace or not?
We're going live at 5.
How much did they go on? How much did you pay?
6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock.
Oh, calculation. Rest in peace and now. Rest in peace and now. Live at 5 is the only show that starts at 6 o'clock. Like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Rest in peace and now.
Where is it? We did it.
I don't need.
We're going live at 5. We got our first AI generated theme song by a band we're calling I'm Sad Because I'm Dead. They're from the Midwest, a little place you might have heard of called Climax Springs, Missouri. I'm Sad Because I'm Dead. And the name of the song was called Rest in Peace and Nah. It's a little close to the mic. Odd Negroes presents Climax Springs' own I'm Sad Because You're Dead with their #1 smash hit, Grave Miscalculations. Rest in peace or nah. Take it away, boys and girls. Made up the entire thing. One.
Are you dead? Grave miscalculations. Rest in peace or now. Rest in peace or now. Did they bury you? Did they slay? Was it okay? Rest in peace or now. Grave miscalculations. How much does it go on? How much do you pay? How much do they lay? They're gonna pay. Oh, miscalculation.
It's up to the bridge. That's where you got to cut it. Welcome to the show, guys. This is Grave Miscalculations. Rest in peace or nah. We're live at 5. We're going to be talking about a few things tonight. It's not going to be a long show. Thank you for joining me. You could be anywhere else in the world. I sent a couple reels out today. Shouts to everybody who responded on that. You know who you are. I don't got to name names. You know who you are. I appreciate you. Today we're going to be talking about cremation versus burial. We got this. To the what?
I
wish your nigga.
Like, subscribe, and share.
Do people prefer cremation over burial? Your traditional way of doing it, but not so much focus on cremation. I want to talk about the standard practice casket, traditional 4,000 a piece, shiny boxes that we put in the ground for our loved ones. We're freezing up. See if we get that together. All right, looking good. So as it stands now, before we get into it, 42 states, burial grounds, burial, look at it, burial. 42 states, and anywhere between, I say as high as 82% in Nevada and as low as 32% in Mississippi. So if you want to get a span all the way from somewhere near Phoenix to Mississippi, those are the people who are doing the cremation over your typical casket, uh, funeral send-offs. No one's burning them anymore. I mean, on the stakes. No more. Unfortunately, no more warrior funerals. I chose to wear a black shirt because we're talking about death.
Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
I'm gonna do that one more time. All good, all good. Welcome to Live at 5, the only show that starts at 6 o'clock.
We're going live at 5. We're going live at 5-ish. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. 665. Ooh, that's it.
All right, one more time. Come on, old girl.
Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
All right, brand clear. You ever think about when your parents told you like don't show off or you're showing your ass and things like that? It's kind of like I think it kind of stumped our confidence. I think they took the confidence out by telling us to not be cocky and to not, some of us were acting above our age. They was like, you think you grown, things like that. I think those little things kind of shape us and make us insecure and also add on to our therapy bills. It's those little breakdowns, those little jabs. So I think they definitely contributed to that. And also, I wanted to touch on that given the way the state of the world, there she is.
Making my way down.
Uh-oh. We're frozen. Forget it. Uh-oh. That... Uh-oh. We frozen? All right, we got it. So I'm sorry I'm late. What did I miss? Somebody, thank you for your contribution to the chat, as always. Just a lot of freezing, a lot of catching up. It's only been about 9 minutes. There she is. My wife, July baby. July season, everybody.
The African American woman is the backbone of the black family, really of the whole American family. I mean, who wasn't raised by a black woman? I know I was.
Shouts to Black Woman. Shouts to Marcella, July season. You think you're late? Somebody just wrote to me that they thought they missed the entire show because it's live at 5. It's the only show that starts at 6:45. We never know when we're starting.
We're going live at 5.
But it's roughly between 5 and 6 ish. But yeah, no, we're getting into it. We did the ratios as far as the cremation is winning the fight, the winning the burial fight. More people are choosing 82% of America, or 82% of Nevada, and then 32% of Mississippi are choosing to turn them into dust. And I think that's to do a lot with the finances, but we'll get into all of that. But today I'm just going to get into some strange and odd ways that people are burying their loved ones and also the process and maybe some horror stories of what happened to some people who put their loved ones' trust in most likely the wrong hands and had to pay for it, which is a shame. So We'll get into all that, guys. Welcome to Live at 5. Thank you for joining me on this Wednesday. I hope you're relaxed. I hope you're chilling. We're talking about death. You're going to see a lot of dead bodies, a lot of weird dead bodies. Just checking my gears. But first, of course, we're going to do affirmations. As always, check out on Facebook. Shouts to Angelique in the chat. Check out Facebook, see what Marcelo's been up to. Check out some affirmations. Hi. She also was someone who wished me a good show. Amongst some other people, shout outs to you know who you are. Thank you. Good show indeed. Good show indeed. So first we're going to do some affirmations and then we're going to get into the topic at hand. I hope I'm not freezing as much as it feels like on my end. If this is your first time, you know what to do. Please, by all means.
I wish a nigga would like, subscribe, and share.
So we're going to get into affirmations. Then we're going to get into just the opener. I want to get into how cremation started. I want to get into... maybe I'll show you exactly who were the first two African American people to cremate ever in the history. Now, the internet may say that they are the only ones to cremate black people first, but my hunch, since they called him the godfather of cremation, and I'm like, Godfather? Since when they started calling white people Godfather? I mean, I know the Godfather, but those niggas ain't Italian. So, so I'm like, yo, so if they said the Godfather of death, so I'm like, okay, so it's probably this guy. So it's in the air. People are, they didn't want to touch our bodies, so it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird to figure out which one embalmed someone first, but I'll get into them nonetheless. There's two. There's two of them because we've been everywhere, guys. Even in the dead, even helping the dead, fixing the dead. We're gonna get into all that messiness. All right, welcome to Live at 5, the only show that starts at 6 o'clock, 6-ish. First, we're gonna get into affirmations, and then we'll start the show. Hey, shouts to Angelique. Go check her out. Angelique _13. Great photography. Sometimes, which takes it all down. Friend of the show. Double Hay. She also gets a black. Shouts to black women.
The African American woman is the backbone of the black family, really of the whole American family. I mean, who wasn't raised by a black woman? I know I was. You know what? I'm getting a phone call, so I'm going to have to put a...
All right, so affirmations. Then I'm gonna get at it. Then we're gonna get right into it, guys. We don't got all night. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to Live at 5, the only show that starts at 6:45. Damn near 7 o'clock. All right, hit them. I can't leave the screen. I remember. My
dear American sister. My dear American sister. We're going live at 5. We're going live at 5-ish. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. 5. Ooh, that's it.
All right, we're back. Alexa, make me big. Let me look. Too close? Probably too close. Looking kind of big. Too big. I feel like I'm out of frame. What do? We shift. Look back a little bit. There we go. Too close. You're too close, man. You're too close. All right. That's better. Am I checking any tear? I got some death talk, death chat, death note. Shouts to Death Note. All right, what we got? What's up? What do we got up? Justice for Sanaya. Denies her old daughter took her own life while in NYPD custody. Well, we all know that. We know how them piggies do. Piggies.
Wait, this is me right here. All day, every day. A damn fucking pig.
We're not tolerating that. That sucks. Clearly, she was murdered by the piggies. Justice for that. For sure. I get to care. We're going down. Hold on. If you see the article, don't crash me. Don't crash me. Don't you crash. I love it. All right. So, happy Wednesday, everybody. I hope you're enjoying yourselves. Justice for Sanaya. You see this article, go check it out. Go to Marcella's page on Facebook if you're still using Facebook. Listen, guys, Facebook still works. We found our affirmations. Guys, don't think you're too big for Facebook, okay? That's like acting like when you got your Android and your iPhone bullshit. Facebook is the Android of of apps. It's like it's the Android of apps. It's gonna be there whether you like it or not, dude. And everyone's on it. And nobody at the same time. It's fascinating. It's like a room full of ghosts and or like not ghosts. A lot of bots. But it is the Android of apps. Quote me on that. You could quote me on that.
You know where that came? That came from me. That came from me. It was my doing.
All right. Let's get into the first one. We ain't got all day. We ain't got all day. Thank you for the laughter, as always, in the chat. Appreciate that. This is that kind of show. It's probably gonna get a little less funny when we start talking about them dead bodies.
He told me to take my high yellow ass inside the house.
But it's all good. That's why we do the affirmations. Get into the dark, do the light. Light dark, light dark. When you finally learn that a person's behavior has more to do with their own internal struggle, then you learn grace. Oh, you know what that. Come on. Now, this quote reminds me of a song by Earth Gang called "Check on Your Strong Friends," because it's kind of put their frontal image and put that same tough exterior or whatever over their brain, and that's not how that works. So definitely check on people's internal struggle, and before you make any moves or assumptions, for sure. So love that. That gets a big old hug. We're doing that. Sending that. Bam. All right. Moving on. If you're trying to heal, please know that I'm rooting for you. I believe in you. You got this. Well, look, that's what this show's about. Come on. What are we talking about?
Really and truly, I'm just picking the lesser of the evil.
I've been hearing that a lot.
So for sure, you got to believe in yourself. Listen, I don't think I'm going to stop doing this until the world stops blowing my mind. Okay? So it's like, it doesn't matter who doesn't want to participate. It doesn't matter who doesn't know that the show exists. You know who you are. I don't even have a button for that. I don't know. Oh, I know. Gotcha.
Yeah.
You want to follow us on YouTube? For sure.
Of course.
Odd
Believe in
Negroes
yourself,
on
right?
Spotify.
Wait, is what? Say it again.
Shout yours out.
Odd Negroes?
ODD, Odd Negroes.
Oh, Odd Negroes.
Yeah.
I'm going to go online at Odd Negroes with a Z.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to follow you guys.
It was nice speaking with you.
Thank
you so much.
That's Marcella. Got it. Next one. May you shift from stagnation to flow, from lack to abundance, from confusion to clarity, and pain to peace. Well, there you go. Cocoon. Full cocoon.
Did you feel that?
The whole thing. You can't have clarity without confusion. Great. This one gets okay. And also a fax. How about that? The peace you're chasing is already inside you. It's just been buried under survival. Well, listen, there's no prizes for waking up every day, people. There are no prizes. So, yeah, definitely taking some points for yourself for surviving every day. It's not easy. It's not easy. So, I'm going to say this. You wouldn't even know if you failed because you'll be dead. I'm only saying that because that's what we're talking about tonight.
Yep, I got that. All that jumping is making me nervous.
So, yeah, just realize that the fact that you survived is also the feat. Use it for strength and survive again. We did it. It's pretty deep. It's pretty deep. It's not like he hit the Zaza. This is nice. This is beautiful. And I like the frogs. Look at the frogs. Look at the frogs.
Break your faith. You mourn it.
Look at the frogs. I love that. Love this. Some July shit. Some fly shit. All right. Next one. Disrespecting me and still expecting me. Oh my. See, I was trying to rap. Disrespecting me and still expecting my respect is the funniest joke I've heard all day. Well, we all know how that goes. There's probably been a couple of people. What up to Hunter Plays? Thank you for joining the chat. I'll say this. That seems to be the MO nowadays. People would prefer to have niggas disrespect them. First of all, welcome to Live at 5. If it looks like a mental breakdown, you know what to do.
I wish a nigga like our Negroes presents.
You rather have people around you that are shitty, treat you like shit, and then opposed to some real ones, 2 real ones over like 4 fake ones, right? So hanging them and pretending like you like people is not the way. It's not the way. So this gets I wish I could give it a high 5. That's what I would do. Alexa, open high 5. No, that's pretty good. Delish. Like that. Maybe I should have made that a high. No, it's all wrong. It's okay. Next one. We did it. Guys. We did it. Look how fast we ran through that. That was almost a record speed. But it all flowed. Just like the waves. Like the other quote. Great job. Great job, babe. You did it again.
The African American woman is the backbone of the black family. Really, of the whole American family. I mean, who wasn't raised by a black woman? I know I was. You know I'm getting a phone call, so I'm going to have to put a pause in this conversation, which I really enjoy.
So this is like this. This is like I don't know. I haven't been counting. I'm not counting the shows, but I noticed someone who I first of all, thank you for those affirmations. If you want to go check those out, Marcella, April, Pondicello on Facebook every day. Drop some just nice words, nice scours the internet, bop, 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 build you up, and it's absolutely free. That's on us. Go check it out.
Did you feel that?
But yeah, so one of the people that I'm not gonna start naming podcasts and get podcast beef, but one of the people that let's just say I was looking forward to working with. You know, when people tell you, well, look, hold on, listen, when you're in this business,
You're right. You're right. I shouldn't have done that.
no, he's just talking about, we're looking to find a certain person and for our interview for this certain thing, and then when the time comes, we're gonna holler at you, and then you these people, because I only deal with a lot of like black podcasters, because that's the kind of way I want to take the direction of my or our Negroes direction is mostly we want to deal with a lot of black podcasters first before we branch out. But so these guys and women, it's a multi gender cast. I I see their season premiere, and they had a white woman on there. I think it was either a white or a Spanish woman. I couldn't tell.
Go back to my home country. You can get reconnected with your roots. Yeah, go back.
There better not be any Spanish there, okay? Especially coming from your unemployed ass mouth.
It's not it's not my show. It's not my business. But I was just like, oh man, because like during Juneteenth, this particular group did a whole black thing, and then when it came down to them making their final decisions of who they wanted to do their season premiere with, their opening summer show or whatever, they chose a white woman. So just listen when people are telling you, when people are like shouting about who they are, I think just do some research first before you believe what you see online, because some of these niggas out here are just lying, lying, lying. So it's all good.
You've got to love life to have life, and you've got to have life to love life.
Speaking of loving life, I was wondering about a lot of things, and this is something that I couldn't even find, which is scary to me. Just a breakdown of a mortician's love life. It, I got some short ones, but it's not what I wanted. I wanted like, oh, it's kind of crazy. Well, anyway, this whole thing sparked from a podcast called a podcast, a show on HBO called Mortician. It's a series show. You should go check it out. We're only up to one, but one episode was enough to get me hyped to start talking about dead people today. So I got some clips. I got some chips. I want to get into how it started. What's the process? It's like a 17-minute video. We don't have to watch the whole thing. Probably skim it through. Just get a little bit. Quality over quantity all day. Love that. Thank you for your contribution to the damn chat, as always. Yes, always quality over quantity. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what people are up to nowadays, but people make their decisions in life. Thank you, Angelique. All day. All day.
The African American woman is the backbone of the black family. Really, of the whole American family. Every day. Who wasn't raised by a black woman?
Regular,
I know I
regular.
was. You know what? I'm getting
Regular,
phone calls,
no.
so I'm going to have to put a pause in this conversation.
All right. Let's get into some embalming. Guys, welcome to the Live at 5. The only show that starts at 6 o'clock. This is Grave Miscalculations. Can I rest in peace or nah? A lot of bad stuff has happened to since the test of time, since we've been trying to bury niggas. And I would think that because of the fact that we're still mixing random elixirs to make the process dissolving faster. You know, you would think we had that under control, but you could tell by the way that we can't even figure out how to poison a man in a death chamber without them convulsing and composing and fucking throwing up and shitting on themselves. So it's kind of like, of course, we haven't figured out how to do it the right way with all the time in the world, which they probably have, like, I don't know how many months. Maybe they'll get into that. How long do they have in that time to get it together so the body doesn't fucking rot, right? That's the whole job, right? Oh! Convulsing. I said both. Thank you. Thank you for that. Convulsing. Oh! You good? Okay. So yeah, we're gonna get into some of that and be right back. Nope. 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 Not yet. Not yet. One more thing. Let's actually set that up before. Take a little brise. But yeah, we'll get into the process first, and then the OGs, the African American, dare I say, male and female, our first embalmers, and get into their history. I got little brief bios about them. Let's go on to YouTube. I'm gonna share my screen. I don't think I need to do it, but convulsing. Just leave convulsing up there. Just leave convulsing up there. There's gonna be a lot of that. I would go to Mark today. No art with Mark today. We gotta get into it. We gotta move on. We gotta keep moving. It's already 7:20. Now I wanted to get a back and forth sort of vibe of like the benefits and the disadvantages of doing either one. But I want to mainly focus on just how people are burying their loved ones. Not so much about like what industry gets more or anything like that. Actually, if you want to talk about that, just watch The Mortician. They'll explain that whole financial the financial cost of burying your loved ones a lot better than I'm going to do tonight. I'm just talking about the wacky ways, why we do it, what's the process, and why do people think they could take a step back and make the whole process that revolves around keeping uh, the soul close to you and protected after they die. Why does that profession become so soulless? So we'll get into that. So first, I'll get into, just like I said, the opening. That's my playlist. What do you got?
What are we talking about? Come on.
Odd Negroes presents Climax Springs own.
What I try to tell you, sir. Yes, I did.
I'm Sad Because You're Dead, with their number one smash hit, Grave Miscalculations. Rest in peace or nah. Take it away, boys and girls. It's one.
Are you dead? Grave miscalculations. Rest in peace or now. Rest in peace or now. Did they bury you? Did they slay? Was it okay? Rest in piece of now. Go on, how much do you pay? How much do they pay? They're gonna pay. Oh, miscalculation. Rest in peace now. Rest in peace now.
Never paid for 5.
Live at 5 is the only show that starts at 6 o'clock. Rest in peace now.
Once again, I'm not an activist. I'm just caught up in the shit. When you start the shit, you can't stop the shit till you finish the shit. I'm in the shit.
I don't know. Look, listen. They said you could do anything with the budget. I hired a band, first AI band from Missouri, Clearwater, Clearwater Springs. Yeah, right. Get the bit. Welcome to Live at 5.
We're going live at 5. Ooh, how we're going.
I wish a
nigga.
like,
6 o'clock.
subscribe and share.
6 o'clock. 6, 5. Ooh.
Funeral service. Come on in.
Share. Make me big.
We've been given unprecedented access to the whole funeral home. We're going to go into the prep room where we embalm and prepare bodies. Normally, if a person from the outside like yourself wanted to go into the prep room, they wouldn't be allowed. We've been given special access today from the Department of Health. And we're going to look at caskets, urns, that kind of stuff. Victor, thanks for having me here. I really appreciate it.
Death can be kind of scary. There's a lot of things about our field that are unknown. I'm excited for you to bring those answers to everyone today.
First, we got prep room. Come with me and I'll show you what we do. We are in the prep room, the room where we do all the embalming. Embalming is meant to sanitize. And so, for instance, if someone is grievously injured, we can kind of work to reconstruct them, in addition to making sure that their body holds up for maybe the week that we have in between the time when they die and the time when we have the funeral.
Now, remember that, because if anybody else says longer than a week, they're fucking up. He said 1 week. You only got 1 week to transfer that dead body. If anybody says, well, we like to keep them for about 4 or 5, 3 or 4. All right. Just remember that. Remember that.
Cots with bodies on them, up or down stairs or through the whole funeral home to get them here. We go right from the van to the room where
step into the Wig Studio.
the back of the van. Now you're ready for you prepare a body. You kind of start from zero. So you're going to do inventory. You're going to look them over. You're going to make sure that you know everything about their condition, and then adjust your embalming processes accordingly. In a normal situation, I'm covered from head to toe with personal protective equipment, and that's mainly to keep me safe when I'm dealing with blood and pathogens. I'm also dealing with embalming fluids. So these are things that keep bodies, these are actually toxic chemicals. Every prep room is going to have ventilation, it's going to have high level monitoring. All these things are in place to keep.
Is the sound still going? Is everything good? We could hear him? Okay. Yeah. Feels like it's okay. Just gonna keep going.
Spaces with what we have to do here in private. One of the first steps of embalming is setting the features. So making the face into a natural expression. These are called eye caps. Sometimes when people are
The audio or the video, everything, right? Huh. I wonder. I'll try to refresh this. We know that. That's unfortunate. Needs a bit more polish. Hey, when you're going live, you're gonna get some snags.
You're right. You're right. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. It was wrong to kiss you. But he said,
You're
right. You're right.
Come on.
All good. Try it again. Like Aaliyah said, rock the boat, work the middle. So at least it hurts a little. Welcome to Live at 5. So back to the juice. Make sure it's at 720p. Maybe that was it. Maybe that was the culprit. Culprit. What's wrong with words? It's like, subscribe. It's like, what is he saying though? Words, nigga. All right.
the eyelids and have them stay that way. We use this device called the needle injector that actually punches these sharp brads into the upper arterial embalming. So we're going to gain access to the arteries, and then that's how we're going to use our embalming machine to pump fluids in.
Oh, no. Make commercials. Okay. We got the gist. He's out of his mind. I don't have time for that. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to just jump into, because what's going to happen is when they explain the old school way that they do it, they're probably going to, because I didn't watch the videos. I never do. I like to be shocked with you. I just know that what they're talking about. They're going to probably explain the old process, which might break down a little bit of the new process. So we'll start, ladies first, with the first black. You heard it here first, guys. Welcome to Live at Five, the only podcast that's talking about black embalming undertakers.
We're going live at
We like to have fun, but we like to get serious. We seriously need some donations, and we seriously need you to share the show because it, it it starts with this one every time when I that's the first video. It's not yet. That's kind of funny. That's a good opener. All right, we'll get into Haryana Duarte. This lady. All right. And see, I got some jazz stuff. I want to talk about the jazz funerals. We'll do everything as quick as we can, as compassionate as we can. Because on this show at Live at Five, we're not just running through shit. Okay.
I don't have friends. I got family.
Once again, I'm not an activist. I'm just caught up in the shit. When you start the shit, you can't stop the shit till you finish the shit. I'm in the shit.
And if you're watching it, and I appreciate you, you are my nigga. And I appreciate you could be anywhere in the world. You could be in prison. Thank God you're not in prison. Look at that. I'm just saying. I don't wish it on you, but I'm just saying it's a possibility.
Okay. Well.
All right. No, don't go to prison. It's not fun. It's no fun. Overrated. All right. Let's make sure this is at 720p. We don't want no problems. Welcome to Live at 5, the only show that starts at 6:45.
We're going live at 5.
Welcome to the flag bearer, Mike.
Live at 6 o'clock. 6. Ooh.
I did that. I did that. It's okay. Listen, when you go on live, anything can happen. And also, if it down, please, you know what to do.
Follow us on Instagram. Connect on Facebook, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be right back.
It's not going to be funny the second time. Don't do that. Don't do it again. It's not going to be funny the second time. And no. Please tell these bigwigs, just give everybody red. What's happening on YouTube? Is money dropped? Is there some sort of yacht shortage? What happens is you see how they move the button over when you're trying to press pause? You see how that goes? So before you even get to try to pause it, you're pressing back and you're fucking up your shit. So pro tip, YouTube, stop being so thirsty on your load up and get the out of here. If I want to go next, I'll go next. Out of here. I just need play. That's it. Play and pause. That's it. These next buttons out of here. What's next? Why would I even do that? All right. Welcome back to 5, where we scream at rich people.
This is Little Known Black History Facts. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel.
Will do.
Henrietta Duterte, America's first female mortician. Henrietta Bowers Duterte was an African American funeral home owner, philanthropist, and abolitionist from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. She was the first American woman to own and operate a mortuary. Her business also operated as a stop on the Underground Railroad. In 1858, Henrietta Duterte shrugged off the customs of her time to become the first female undertaker in America. She lived to become one of Philadelphia's most prosperous black entrepreneurs, serving clients both black and white. By her death at age 86, she owned multiple properties and took in $8,000 a year. Henrietta Bowers was born to an affluent, free black family and raised in Philadelphia's 7th Ward. She was one of 13 children, no mistress and tailor. In 1852, she married Francis Duterte, a Haitian American, as a cabinet maker, enabled him to produce quality coffins without the use of nails. Henrietta may have been ushered into activism by Francis, who was a member of the Moral Reform Society and served as secretary for the National Colored Convention of 1855, whose theme was economic
Importance of things like the Moore Society and black societies in general. It's not even about the Panthers, because obviously the Panthers were never going to work because too militant. Anytime we get too militant, you know what happens.
White people doing white people things.
But my thing is this though: when you have councils and like more councils where we're just in there just chatting up, no guns, you could get businesses open and you can get chains and shit open. You know what I'm saying? Not just like mom and pops. We could get chains open when you have councils backing you. And if it's all black councils, no like no interference.
White people.
It's like the sky's the limit. You know, I know there's some black organizations that cut each other over. I'm not talking about those. I'm not talking about Jesse Jackson. I'm not talking about.
That's also known as an algorithm.
I'm not talking about none of them niggas. I'm talking about when you take the mom and pop mentality, give them enough space and land to make it good for everybody. Everybody. That was on the way. But obviously, we know how this story goes, right?
is social liberty for free African Americans. The couple had several children. Tragically, none of their children survived infancy, and Frances died in
Yeah.
1858. After her husband's death, Henrietta took over the funeral parlor and became the first American woman to operate such a business. She may not have been trained as an undertaker, but she quickly learned the profession and was widely noted for her skill and speed in burying the dead. Her funeral home earned a reputation for quick undertaking service, which was necessary in the time before modern day embalming.
Now this is funny. When you talk about the show Mortician that's on HBO, go check out that show. Not sponsored, not yet. Once they see this, the cash is gonna come in, guys. Don't you worry.
We're winning. You see what's going on. So whatever you can do to help financially would be fantastic because we have to beat it. If it's $5 or $10 or $100, whatever you can do.
So it's like in that time, when you watch the Mortician, no spoilers, but you don't. certain particular people, even murderers, even human traffickers, turn bodies into profit, right? So it's like I think in my brain goes, if you're willing to like profit off of a dead body, you probably have no problem profiting off a body that's alive either. Like the reason why we as human beings uh, present stop ourselves, prevent ourselves. I'm having a problem with convulsion and V words today. We prevent ourselves from murdering people is because we believe that there must be some sort of soul connection between me and that person. So taking their life would be like maybe even taking my own life, right? Like, why would I take a human being's life who deserves to live just as much as I do? So when it comes to the afterlife, it's kind of like you would think that the way that that person came in, which was like this, beautiful, depending on how you came in, I don't know, but it's supposed to be a beautiful, childbirth nature experience.
You've got to love life to have life, and you've got to have life to love life.
So why should you go out with your loved one in the wrong casket, limbs missing, all these like crazy, crazy, people doing things with the dirt, with your dust, just bizarre, unsoul like, nothing like the way I came in, no longer beauty. I think you should be able to go out with some sort of grace, and you should go out as if your soul is actually leaving now, right? So just like you came in, let's just let the soul leave the way they came in, peacefully and gracefully. So when it gets all wacky and disrespectful, it's kind of like you just don't have respect for human life and or death. Welcome to Live at 5, the only show where we get deep.
Did you feel that?
Yeah.
You better wake up. The world you live in is just a sugar-coated topping. There is another world beneath it, the real world. And if you want to survive it, you better learn to pull the trigger.
Methods. Henrietta Duterte used her mortuary business at 838 Lombard Street to do more than prepare and bury the dead. It became a stop on the Underground Railroad. Duterte was a member of the Underground Railroad and used her business to assist fugitive slaves from southern states seeking freedom in the North. As an agent of the Underground Railroad, she was perfectly positioned to hide runaways in coffins or disguise them as members of funeral processions, thereby ensuring their safe passage through the city. This was at a time when Philadelphia was known as the final destination for some of the most daring and inventive escapes of slaves from Maryland, Delaware, and Virginia. As well as using her position to help fugitive slaves on their way to freedom, Duterte generously supported Philadelphia's African American community through her philanthropy. Duterte died in Philadelphia in
Where
1903. She had lived to see her mortuary become one of Philadelphia's most successful African American businesses. She left behind an estate that included the mortuary, hearses, carriages, burial lots in 4 cemeteries, and homes. Her nephew, Joseph Seth, continued to operate the business until his own death in 1927. Duterte helped facilitate the movement of countless number of fugitive runaways from the South. There is only one known picture of Henrietta, pictured carrying one of her children.
awesome. Shouts to V Tizzle, 808 Don T Tizzle. That's probably her son. Her son made that beat. Um, Go follow her. This lady, she got all this cool ass shit on her page. Found her today doing the research. Flag bearer. Does a lot of good black news, black justice. Look at that, guys. So look, I mean, did you ever see anything like that? Did you know that? That's kind of cool. That's.
This is not me. I'm fighting for my life.
I just like when they say we don't do anything. We don't know how to do shit. Yeah, she had a dope ass life. Thank you for your contribution to the chat. as always. Yeah, she had a dope ass life, and it's like when people always say that we don't do shit, it's kind of like, how do we know how to do everything and nothing at the same damn time?
Oh! You
It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, she was crushing it, and she wasn't fabricating them numbers.
They're so excited for you to be a part of this experience, the fans. So you want to leave?
She wasn't fabricating them numbers. She had a little jot book. She was fucking racking them in, racking in big bucks. That's what she was doing. See them goddamn, you blacks are so goddamn lazy. And or thank you for your contributions to the chat as always. And or
Oh!
either I'm lazy or I'm doing everything. Come on, you know what that is. All right. Thank you for that. Yes, we already know what that is. That's like I mean, every time I find out who's the first doing anything, it's just
White people doing white people things.
it's crazy, man. They drive me crazy with this one, man. All right, I'm trying to find my man. His name is he has a fantastic name. Not to say no disrespect to Henrietta, but um, my man. Well, this was happening. So now the reason why his name is Prince Greer. The reason why this happened again, people get themselves all mixed up in the jam when you're doing segregation and you don't want to touch the blacks. So now you got to hire a black. You don't want to do it. So then, like during the war, who embalms the blacks? So that's when you have people like Henrietta and my main man Prince Greer. All Americans, by the way. You blacks are so lazy. I should just leave that up there. I'm definitely putting that back by the end of the show, so it gets screenshotted. If you're just joining us for the first time, guys, I wish a nigga
Like, subscribe and share.
All right, I'm gonna get into Peter. If I got this time, I'm gonna say a white woman who's gonna talk about Black history, which is always my favorite. The only way it should be told. My understanding, the times were very hard. They didn't have a lot of tools. Tools?
Oh!
Nigga, you talking about home improvement? You building a shed? Nigga, what tools?
Oh! You good? You good?
Make sure this bitch is in 720p. We don't want no problems. Thank you for joining me. Please, by all means,
Follow us on Instagram. Connect on Facebook. Wherever you get your podcast. We'll be right back.
So quickly mentioned but most of the tools haven't changed much since. So first we have the trocar.
Did you hear what she said? Most of the tools, I don't know if it was breaking up, most of the tools have not changed since the Civil War. What does that mean? Sounds prehistoric. How come we haven't stepped them up? Where the lasers at? I need lasers.
Radar, sonar, laser beams, jets, tanks, submarines, megathons, H-bomb, napalm, oh, shit will kill you fast.
Which is on the bottom left. It is a long, thin metal instrument with a needle, a sharp needle, and it is hollow on the inside. And the top middle piece in the photo is a tube that would be inserted over the trocar. And so once you were able to put the trocar in, you could remove the trocar, the tube would stay in place, and you were able to pump out whatever fun gooey things you needed to. The trocar is generally inserted into the abdominal cavity up, and then pushed around in a fan-like motion to sort of pierce all the organs and make sure that they're able to get all of the delicious gooey bits inside.
Because
next is the bulb syringe. It looks like a basting syringe that you would use for like a turkey or a chicken. That is on the top right in the red box. It's got a like rubber bulb on the end, and it's just a glass syringe that they would use and just sit there pumping the chemicals through the arterial network. And the last photo is a aneurysm needle. It is a small, thin, cooked metal.
My man who had all those commercials, I was saying like they're probably going to be able to connect the first tools to what we use to make people look pretty after they died. Because that's all it is. That's all it is. But again, whoever thought of that, which they would say it was them, we'll say it was us, whoever, but whoever thought of that had a soul. They were like, look, we shouldn't just throw him in the dirt looking all crazy, hole in his face. That's usually how it was, hole in your face. Or you had the gout, swole ass foot, or you just, your neck had like the, so like drowning, gross. So I'm pretty sure they was like, I don't want to see them like that. How long today was this like, fuck? So whoever thought of that was like, look, go out the way you came in.
You've got to love life to have life.
It should be pretty. It should be a little pretty. You're going to be covered in gook. They pack you in that makeup. They pack you in. And then, of course, you got the lady juice when you're coming out, so.
Needle that they would insert in the artery to get it open so they could insert the arterial tubes and drainage tubes. And finally, embalming fluids. So the photo here I have is from the ERA formulary in 1893 and has a couple of different recipes for embalming fluid. I do have to say that if you do try this at home, it is not recommended, but you can try it at home should you wish to. In use at the time for embalming fluids. The amount of arsenic ranged from about 2 ounces to 12 pounds, depending on the recipe and depending on the embalmer. It declined in use when embalmers realized that it was contributing to their premature deaths. But it was widely used for a number of things in the Victorian period, as well as like arsenic wallpaper, arsenic fabric dye, because it gave that lovely green color. You could get arsenic pills to make your complexion look better. It was a very, very popular drug at the time, but thankfully it declined in use when people realized how bad it was. You can get abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, cancer, and more from arsenic poisoning. So it is not recommended that you either ingest or are exposed to arsenic in any capacity. Another fun fact about arsenic is that Civil War cemeteries in modern day, if there are too many embalmed bodies there which contain arsenic, the arsenic can leak into the water sources in nearby towns because arsenic does not break down. So it stays in the ground, it stays in the water. It's not a fun time.
Wow.
I mentioned a little bit earlier that embalming was in part to sanitize the body after death.
That has a lot to do with the show Mortician. I'm not going to say any spoilers, but the fact that yikes indeed. The fact that she said that arsenic doesn't break down. Please watch the Mortician, not sponsored yet, but if that's the case, if there's too many bodies and they're all packed with embalming liquid and they're flipping around in them trucks, they're probably going to be leaking, which gets into the streets, which gets into the water. So if you're running some sort of weird embalming scheme, you're probably you're poisoning the town twice, air and sky. Good for you.
Delete! Delete!
Many believe that illnesses could be transferred to being near a corpse. And then formaldehyde, which is what many people know as being used as an embalming fluid, didn't come into common use until the 1890s. And the German chemist August Wilhelm von Hofmann discovered formaldehyde and noted its preservative properties not until 1867. So that's quite a bit after the Civil War, which ended in about 1865. So some of the chemicals that were used in some of these embalming formulas, which absolutely varied until they were written down from like this journal in 1893, sodium chloride, which we know is salt, just regular table salt, aluminum sulfate, a coagulating agent, also a type of salt, chlorinated lime, which is a bleaching powder that you can just get on Amazon, and caustic soda, otherwise known as lye. And it gives you all of the measurements you need for that to make your own DIY embalming fluid.
So many giggling, so giggling.
So after the body is embalmed,
why is it so funny?
You need to go through the process of getting it back to the family. A number of Union soldiers or their families would prepay for embalming services and shipment back north in the event of a soldier's death. Railways made this possible. I mentioned the advancement of technologies during the Civil War. Trains were becoming in common use, especially in the north. And so that made it possible to be able to ship multiple bodies home, and people would wait at train stations to see if their loved ones would return. You'd have to decide if you wanted to put them in a coffin or a casket. A coffin, which is depicted in the photo, is the box with the 6 sides with the tapered edge. They're the traditional shaped wooden vessels, and they were the most common option.
Regular. It's regular. No.
Caskets started to gain in popularity with the rise of the funeral industry due to the Civil War. Modern funeral directors may mention preserving the dignity of the deceased by way of a fancy death box for them to be buried in.
Wow. We'll get back to that fancy death box. I gotta get into prints real quick, and then we'll get into the styles of casketing. Casketing?
We're going live.
I wish a nigga.
Like, subscribe and share.
I don't have 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock.
Much of the work on the battlefield or around battle sites. Prince Greer.
Commercial. Rebecca Henrietta. Don't. Oh, okay, commercial. Okay. Why Rebecca Henrietta? What happened? You trying to screw me? You see what they do? All right, hold on. Hold on. Don't you dare. And don't press this. Don't ever press this. Guys, family. Guys.
They're so excited for you to be a part of this experience, the fans. So you want to leave?
Do we look alike? No. Do we look alike? Hold on. They put it in 720p. Hold on. Can't tell. Hold on. All right. Side by side. How come everybody back then took the picture was so serious? Because of the times, right? Nothing to smile about.
White people doing white people thing.
Also, war is hell. War is hell. So I get that. That's my middle name, guys. Cornelius. So maybe we're cousins. Maybe I'm a descendant of the first embalmer. Maybe that's why this show called to me. I don't know. Who knows, guys?
Odd Negroes presents Climax Springs' own I'm Sad Because You're Dead with their #1 smash hit, Grave miscalculations. Rest in peace or nah. Take it away, boys and girls. It's one.
Are you dead? Grave miscalculations. Rest in peace or nah. Rest in peace or nah. Did they bury you? Did they slay? Was it okay? Rest in peace or nah. Grave miscalculations. How much does it go on? How much do you pay? How much do they pay? They're gonna pay. Oh, miscalculation. Rest in peace and nah. Rest in peace and nah. Live at 5-ish, the only show that starts at 6 o'clock. Like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Rest in peace and nah.
I mean, it was worth the money. It was worth the money, and you can't tell me otherwise. You can't tell me otherwise. Shout outs to I'm sad because you're dead. From Climax Springs, Missouri, guys.
You know where that came? That came from me. That came from me. It was
Black
my.
soldiers in the war were recruited to bury the dead and keep records of burial sites for soldiers killed in combat. They also became assistants to doctors and were trained in embalming and conducted much of the work on the battlefield or around battle sites. Prince Greer was a soldier he was a slave to a Confederate cavalry officer who was killed in action. Okay. And the story goes that Greer took it upon himself to return the body of his former master to his estate and contacted a Nashville undertaker, Dr. W.P. Cornelius, to help him in this endeavor. Cornelius embalmed the officer and his body was shipped back to Texas. But during this time, Cornelius's current assistant, a Dr. Lewis, decided that embalming was not quite the job he wanted. Upon the departure of Lewis, Prince Greer stepped forward and offered to learn the embalming trade in exchange for room and board. We don't actually know if we have any extant photos of him.
I couldn't find shit. I looked but like I wanted to find him mid embalm. I wonder if he kept that face. Even when he looked at the dead body. Not too many. Not clear enough, but you know, I'm sure she tried as well.
A supposed photo of Prince Greer, and there really isn't a whole lot of information about it because the lives and going-ons of Black people at this time weren't really recorded because the white people who were doing the recording didn't think it was necessary. So we sort of lose track of what happened to him after that. We don't have any records of descendants or if he continued on the practice somewhere else. But at least we do have some record of him.
The funniest part, there's so much about Henrietta. They love that story. They love the story of Henrietta. There's so many white people that there's so many of them that's like, oh, Henrietta, she was so strong. She was strong with the slaves. She was strong. But then when it comes to this guy, Prince Greer, they're like, I have no idea who this nigga is. I've never seen him before in my life, and he did not help us during the Civil War. This is just, they want niggas to be delivering mail, Death Stranding style. And that's the type of shit they want Black people doing during the Civil War. I see you, Tyler Perry.
It's not me. It's a word that some gay man made.
We weren't just delivering mail. We was helping embalm bodies, learning trades on the spot. So lazy. So lazy.
Dr. Cornelius's journals and writings. So thankfully we have that little piece of information. So back to funerals.
Yeah, that's pretty much all she got. That's all we got of Prince. That's all we got. I mean, that's all I could find. I'm being honest with you. Everyone's got really short work of this guy, and his name is Prince Greer. Sure, you could Google about him and look that up. I'm not talking about that. I just wanted video footage of and just footage of how he came to be, his upcomings and all that stuff. So it's just really short work of his up and coming. A lot of it is just in and out. But but yeah, these are the two first ones of all time. The goats, if you will. Help me find my drawers. New goat out right now. Go check out the new woke goat right after this. Starts at the 1 hour mark. Hilarious. Um, they did it in for little to no money, if money at all. But they did it for. I mean, Henrietta was getting paid, but the ones who were doing it in the war, of course, probably no money. Said I'll do it. As long as I could, I want to do it so I can learn the trade, so I could fucking help out. If they don't want to do it, I'll fucking do it. Just like the cook, just like the whatever, just like the whatever, just like us doing the war in general. We didn't want to. We didn't want to do that shit. You needed us, so it's kind of like I hate. Look, this is not a race bait show. This is live at 5. This is the only show that starts at 6:45. I'm just saying, why do you have to keep hiding history? It just keeps happening. And every one of these damn shows that I do, they're not damned, by the way. They're not damned. There's always like, oh, well, we would have had more, but due to, racism, we only have this much footage, and we have like barely any photos of them. So it's hard to do any hardcore research on a person if all of their actual work and footage is hidden and no longer around. So just gonna pivot real quick because we're almost wrapping this up. Welcome to Live at 5, the only show that starts at 6:45. I'm gonna do rest in peace, Amadou Leo. Let's look into a very bizarre, and I'm not calling it bizarre because I don't, like I was saying earlier, I think the way you send them out, you should send them in. If you cherish life, if you believe,
You've got to love life to have life, and you've got to have life to love life.
I just want to show you this funeral. First, we'll get into what's going on with designer. This happened 2 years ago, guys. I know that some of you probably heard of this, but I didn't know this was a thing. So let's just run down why is it that due to and this is kind of the gist of this whole thing. The people who are selling death back to us, they know we're probably bad to these people while they're on Earth. So they try to figure out how bad were you, how guilty are you, how much can I get out of you to for you to pay back your debt that you owe them after this person is dead, because you feel so sad that you weren't paying attention to them, you did shit for them while they were alive. So you try to spend as much as you can. Never loan them $3,000, but you paid $3,000 for their casket. That's fucking crazy.
Do that make you feel a certain way?
If you probably loaned them that $3K, they probably would have made it. You ever think about that? I'm just saying, don't save up for people's caskets. Give them the money while they're alive. That is a Odd Negroes First.
You know where that came? That came from me. That came from me.
Just give them the money while they're alive. Don't worry. Don't pay for someone. Don't save up for someone's casket. That's crazy. But not all things are crazy. But I feel like these two. I'm going to show you one story happened 2 years ago. Both of these are pretty old, but I didn't know they existed. Maybe you have. If you have, put it in the chat. Oh, nigga, this came out years ago. Where you been? But this is what I saw. I saw a video on Instagram, and there was a
We're going live at 5. I wish a nigga.
Like, subscribe and share.
We're going live at 6 o'clock. 6. 6'5". Ooh, nasty.
There was a young black woman who was burying her father, and it was decked out in matching Gucci, and he was in the casket like this with the Gucci on, and she was standing on the casket, hand on the casket, like, well, hand on the casket right here, matching Gucci. But it's up to you. But I thought it was weird. So I was like, oh, so what's going on with these see-through caskets? So I just want to show you see-through casket-thon. I don't know if you knew this happened.
We're going live.
Uh-oh. Tried to get me. Okay, well, it is old. It is old. Okay. 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 480p. Okay. It better run smooth as butter.
Follow us on Instagram. Connect on Facebook, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be right back.
Hit me. Wow, the list.
We have 4 collections to propose the industry in a very innovative new product considered the clear casket. We have a burial collection casket, which is known as a farewell collection.
Hold on.
We have the children's collection.
Hold on. Start over.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Andrea Fernandez, owner and founder of Clearview Designs, doing business as Clearview Caskets. We're based out of Miami, Florida, where our manufacturing facility has a home. And we have 4 collections to propose the industry in a very innovative new product considered the clear casket. We have a burial collection casket, which is known as the farewell collection. We have the children's collection, which is the Angels collection now presently at the show right now. And the heavenly rental casket and the top of the line celebration of life casket here to my left, which includes LED lighting installed within the base structure of the casket.
Bam! Look at shit. It kind of looked like that. The one that the girl's daddy was in. It kind of looked like that. It was kind of like it was kind of like something you would bury Birdman in. But I was like, yo, not wishing death on Birdman. Shout out to Lil Wayne. Shout out to the new song Trees by Chance the Rapper too.
Okay, well.
That shit's some Greek shit, man. You could put some columns in there on the corners. Put some columns. It'll look like a little like a little Kardashian living room. You just make it like, I don't know what I'm doing with my shoulders, but you could put some, you could put some little columns in there and make it a little, I don't know what I'm not gonna say gyps, but you know what I'm saying? Because all that gold, getting buried, all that gold. Either you're a gypsy or a knight. But it's interesting. I didn't know these things existed. I'd never seen one. I've never been to a clear funeral in my life. Been to some funerals. Never, ever have I seen a see-through blinged out box. So if you have, again, please put this in the chat or whatever. Because I never seen it. So back to it. Welcome Live at 5.
Inserts from Star Mart, and the food and drop down, the design and the food and drop down are protected under a U.S. patent for our company.
So you would lay out the deceased in this casket, and they are totally visible to the visitors.
Absolutely a comfortable maneuver and prepare the body for cremation. This wonderful pizza generates income to a funeral home, as you can tell.
She said the one for the dead babies is called the angel. It's like little angel ones. It's creepy. It's a little creepy.
Significant profit, and people tend to prefer it versus a traditional casket for its versatile use, its uniqueness. It's very hygienic, as you can see. It's a wipe down away from being a brand new casket all over again. And if you're a VIP, if you're a politician, a government official, an officer, and you need to have a viewing with a large family or a large gathering, then it's a perfect choice. Even at a distance, at a chapel or at a funeral service, you can be viewed without having to be manipulated or touched. If you close the lids, you can literally have a closed casket with the possibility of being viewed. So there's many positive things to it.
And then this one is more for burial?
This is our only burial casket. It's the farewell collection, and it meets the standards of all cemeteries. It fits in any vault, and it's not a sealer, but it is sealed.
I'm confused. So some of these are for display, but you can't put them underground, and then there's only one see-through one that you're allowed to put underground. So is it? How do we doing this? So during the funeral service, I got one casket, and then that's the one for the display. But then when it comes down to bury the body, we got to flip them into the other real casket, the one that you could bury it underground, because that one will just fucking crush. Is that right? They don't look cheap. They don't look cheap. Oh! How much is that one? She hasn't said the price yet. How much?
It comes with your choice of hardware or interior color.
You know what's
It's complemented by our beautiful casket bears, which we designed around our casket. And they come with LED lighting installed.
Oh, and they're changing color.
Oh shit! She put the nightclub.
In the world, ooh, what can I say? We be floating through everywhere. Baby girl, I wish a nigga.
Like, subscribe and share.
If this has been out, if this has been out, they got the club at the bottom of the casket. Is that right? Is that what they're doing? They're doing the club at the bottom of the casket. What you could put like what? What are we talking about now? Are we talking about convulsing lights?
This is not me.
That would be compulsing. See, look, the thing is, who's having fun? Am I having fun burying my loved one? Or are you selling? Are you trying to make it fun? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like a clown, creepy, weird. They sell it. No, I'm not weird. I'm a clown. You like me? Nah, I'm good. You know. Oh! But they're like, no, it's just death. It's all good. Look, we even got LED lights. You could death is no longer sad. Pump it up. You got to pump it up. Who controls the LED lights, or is like when we walk by? Is it just gonna? That's something else. I don't know what would they. I said I will. I'll stop doing this when the world stops blowing my mind.
Regular, degular. It's regular. No.
Yes, they vary from 10 different choices of color and intensity. With the intention to enhance the home and have it look contemporary and clean. So,
and what kind of response are you getting from the funeral directors here?
So far, it's been amazing. We launched the product at the NFDMA previously. And the community went crazy about the product. And here we've been very surprised to see the acceptance. Our colleagues and other casket manufacturers have complimented the innovation and the creativity behind it. So we're very pleased to hear their feedback as well. So far we're extremely proud and happy of our product.
I mean, look, she said they put the they put the LED lights on the bottom of the glass. So when you're getting buried in under the dirt, the lights are pumping with any color of your choice. So you going down in the music's playing.
Odd Negroes presents Climax Springs' own I'm Sad Because You're Dead with their #1 smash hit, Grave Miscalculations.
The lights are flashing as you go down the grave with any LED light of your choosing. That's something else. What would they think of next? I think the reason why it's going to shit because the morticians are having too much fun, and they're losing focus, and that's why they're making really terrible mistakes. I'm gonna do one more crazy mortician because at this point, that's what I should have just named this show. Crazy morticians, because I don't know what the hell this lady's talking about. We should, you know what I'm gonna do? How do I double down? Put the LED lights on the bottom.
Oh! You good? You good?
I don't know. Like I was saying, if you don't respect it, I don't think you should be in the business. I like New Orleans, the way they dance. They do the dance death, you know? You walk down the street, you've seen Treme, you've seen New Orleans. They just like Africa too sometimes. They carry the dead. If they do, not all, not all, not all. But I'm just saying, there's a celebration of the dead without it being so exploitive. Because that's what it feels like to me. It just feels exploitive to me. We get into another lady. She's got an idea. She says, how do we make burying our loved ones fun? I think that's what everybody's thinking about. Mixing two things together. What do we love? See-through stuff. We like glass. We like gold. We like gold. We like gold silks. What if you could get buried in that? Would you do it? Yes or no? What was that survey? So she said business is booming. So what am I? What am I gonna tell her? What am I gonna tell her? All right. Get into another lady. I'm gonna share my screen. This lady, she has an idea. Uh, the more videos I've seen of this, the more I'm just like, please just burn my body and turn me into dust. Stop fussing with me. Stop fussing with my body. Stop putting me in weird contortions. I'm dead. Don't fuss with my body. Don't fuss with me. I don't want no fussing after I'm dead. That's it.
Regular, degular, it's regular.
Because they're acting nuts. They're playing games.
Hello, my name is Peggy Scott Adams. I am the president and the owner of the Adams Funeral Home here in the great city of Compton.
Oh, Kelly.
Here she is there, my dear.
Well, now we can see her. Oh, yes, look how she's dressed. That's her soul. That look just like her, too.
We have the drive-through viewing that kind of sets us apart, which is very unique. When I first heard of it, and how grotesque, But the first time that I had the chance to see a family, it was so picturesque and so beautiful, and it was such a peaceful scene that I didn't feel that ghoulish feeling. The way my husband came up with the idea was that he had seen it done in funeral home in the South. The ones in the South were more like a camera to the viewing room, and you'd be able to see it on like a video. After seeing that, his vision was totally different from what he saw of how he wanted to erect it. When we do have remains, a lot of people walk up off the street. They don't know the person, but just the mere fact that it's there and they've never seen it before, because a lot of people may have driven by and saw the drive-through itself, but not with the remains. Over the years, I've seen a change. Certain things were taboo in the funeral business back years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, wait a second. Okay. That was it. Listen. Stop. Don't do the drive-through. Don't do the drive-through funeral that's open to anybody. Do you know how crazy people are? No, 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 no. Do not put me in no drive-through. So thank you for your time and your words in the chat. Like I said, I don't want no fuss. Don't you be fussing with me now. Not after I done been I've been fussed with while I was alive. Don't you fuss with my bones while I'm dead now. That's some wild shit. Uh,
Okay.
That's a
Well,
mess. That's a mess. She was like, it just came to me. These light bulbs are like very dim. No disrespect, but them light bulbs is dim.
We're going live at 5. Ooh, ow, we're going I wish a nigga. 6 o'clock. Subscribe and share. 6 o'clock. 6, 5. Ooh, that's it.
All right, that's probably like the craziest I could find. I mean, yeah, don't do yourself a favor. Don't even look that up because yeah, sure it gets weirder. I'll do one more, and then I'm gonna get into why they should stop playing around. Why the morticians should focus, and so we don't have crazy incidents like what happened to a young man not too long ago, about 2 years ago. So I'm gonna get into 2 3 years ago. I'm gonna get into a system. Just gonna double check. But oh, don't do it.
At 5-ish, going live at 6 o'clock. 6, 5. Ooh, that's it.
All right, yeah, now we do this. This is what we do. Instead of focusing on one, we'll do what I got was a top ten crazy crazy funeral. Not crazy. Yes, stop calling them crazy. Be, Um, familiar with. That's all. Someone made a list. I saw the list. I didn't want it to be like someone to make fun of it. I just wanted to just be like just gonna share it with you. We got some do like the old school rituals. Probably just run this list down real quick. Welcome Alive at 5, where we do a lot of Googling. Clearly a lot of Googling.
and what let's check with Google time. It's Google time. What is it?
Now, the sole purpose of me showing you this one, because it's about certain embalming requests that people ask for. So maybe it gives, they did that during COVID. Thank you for your words and contribution to the chat. Yes, they did. They did. That was during 2022. A little after that. Yeah. Word up. It's like they ran out of there. Oh no, what the fuck? Well, we're gonna close that up. We're gonna close with that. But I'm just gonna run down this list. Short video. Some bizarre stories. Maybe this will get into the mortician's head a bit. Thank you for your time and your words in the chat. And maybe we could get an understanding of why they do what they do, because certain things shouldn't happen. Welcome live at 5. The other show starts at 6:45.
Rate your faith. You mourn it. So if we're wrong, what's the right religion? It's not about what's right or wrong. No denomination thing, because they're all too self-righteous to realize that it doesn't matter what you have faith in, just that you have faith. Your hearts are in the right place, but your brain's gotta wake up.
So today we're going to talk about 12 strange things that happened at funerals and
I chose this guy because he talks like this. That's the only reason why. That's the only reason why I chose this video. I said I found a vampire, and a vampire has a podcast, and he's doing a show about caskets. Because to me, this is my last casket show. So I found a vampire, and he talks like this the entire time. It's not a bit. It's his real voice. And he found some really extraordinary things that I didn't know that happened. Some I did, some I didn't. Welcome Live at 5. If it looks like a mental breakdown, you know what to do.
I wish a nigga like,
Traditions.
subscribe,
Funerals
and
don't necessarily have to be somber events. These memorials. 1. Miriam Banks. Miriam Banks was the life of the party, even at her own funeral. When she passed away in June, her daughters honoured her memory by recreating a party scene familiar to friends and loved ones. Instead of a coffin, the deceased sat at a table with a cigarette in her hand and her favourite beer and whiskey in front of her. The service also included R&B music and spinning disco balls. Number 2, Highway to Heaven. Billy Stanley was so ride or die about his 90s.
No. I like Mary, man. Mary went out having some whiskey and a beer, smoking a cigarette, listening to oh shit, listening to R&B music. That's how they remembered her. Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Holy shit! What is real? Subscribe and share. It's free. If you have the internet, it's absolutely free. If you have the internet, it's free.
Crazy.
If you put on your internet, it'd be there. Like, subscribe, and share on the internet.
1967 Electra Glide cruiser that he spent the last years of his life planning his burial on the motorcycle. The unusual last rites involved buying 3 cemetery plots and designing a custom-made plexiglass casket. When the fateful day finally arrived last January, a team of 5 embalmers prepared Stanley for his final ride, mounting his body on the bike and dressing him in leather biking gear and a helmet. He led the procession to the cemetery.
This is fantastic. Good stuff, man.
It's never been easier to start a podcast.
I was gonna do this, you know.
Dead with their number 1 smash hit. Grave Miscalculations. Rest in peace or nah. Take it away, boys and girls. It's one.
Are you dead? Grave miscalculations. Rest in peace or now.
A bump and grind. You only die once, so why not have a good time at your funeral, right? These wandering spirits and liven up the occasion. The dancers don't usually strip down to their birthday suits, but they're not shy about jumping on caskets or giving mourners lap dances. If families want a more buttoned up service without sacrificing fun, they can hire.
This is how 2 Chainz wants to die. He said, when I die, bury me inside the booty club. That's exactly what he said. That's how I know Taiwanese people are black. They want twerking at the funeral. That's exactly how 2 Chainz and Kanye West said they wanted to be buried inside the booty club And here we are all the way across the other 14 hours away. Some Taiwanese prince, I assume. He's got a lot of, I don't know the currency. He's got a lot of it.
This is the Asian pork rind.
Yeah, what up, what up? He's going to be making it rain on bitches after death. I don't even know what that is. That sounds Christ-like. How you do that?
Is what I need. I need
All female marching bands that emulate the jazz funerals popular in New Orleans. Number 4, Bela Lugosi. Actor Bela Lugosi made a name for himself playing Count Dracula in the original 1931 movie and several.
I told you he was a vampire.
Several other horror movies. Alas, he struggled to get other parts later, saying, I'd like to quit the supernatural roles and play just an interesting, down-to-earth person. Wishes he died of a heart attack in 1956. His son and third wife, Lillian Arch, buried him in the Dracula cape he used for appearances. Number 5, The End of the Road. They say you can't take it with you, but that didn't stop George Swanson from being buried with Corvette in 19 Wonderful Life, giving his remains to the cemetery in her own sports car, putting the urn in the driver's seat and popping an Engelbert Humperdinck tape in the cassette player. Car enthusiasts might find the Corvette's death more tragic. The car only had 27,000 miles on the clock.
This guy's funny.
Number 6. Funeral selfies are almost universally considered tacky. But what about the funeral live tweet?
I don't have friends. I got family.
Just one, yeah. Vince says bury me with my black Corvette. Or better off. What do you got?
Honor play-by-play of the memorial service. Ingram lost a few followers along the way, but Clark's family in Ireland appreciated the gesture. I thought it would be fitting to live tweet Michael's funeral because of his interest in such things. But I also thought Ingram to share what was happening with others who couldn't attend. Number 7, Game Over. No one really knows if there's life after death, but football can be arranged. The family of Pittsburgh Steelers superfan James Henry with a small stake.
But do you really want to wake up in your living room? Is that what everybody wants to do? She never drove the shit. Thank you for your words and your time in the chat. No, she never drove it. He never let her drive it. But when he died, she drove it to his funeral. And then she said, since you love this goddamn car so much, she buried him with the car.
You good? You good? Not me. I'm fighting for my life. It's not me. I'm fighting.
She buried him with the car. He never let her drive the car. Thank you for your contribution to the chat. Yo, so my main man said, just redo my living room and let me die like this. Look, easy. Easy. He said, put me in the lazy boy. Don't forget my house slips. Go Pittsburgh Steelers. Nah. I'm sorry. I don't understand this. I'll never understand this. I don't understand this. I don't even know if this is cheaper to like build some sort of Eric Andre set. Oh, you good? Of your death. I don't know if this is even the way. It's weird. Sorry. Not the whole living room.
Living room. The deceased was placed in his favorite recliner, remote control.
Look at the remote. Oh shit, they put the remote in his hand. Oh, look at that. I hope hold up, let me get me out of here. Alexa, make me big. Make me big. Yo, she never drove it. Why did I have this whole scenario that that dead ass happened? She wanted him to drive the car. She didn't let him drive the car. He died. She put the car and him in the ground.
Wait, this is me right here, all day, every day. God damn!
Gotta look into that story with the lady who buried the man with his car. Seems kind of personal. Doesn't seem as sweet when I think about it like that.
Controlling, so he could comfortably TV.
Shit. Like
Handle every part of your build from one platform. Map out your project with an AI-powered visual sitemap.
Last bit, I want to get into a brief introduction of the Tibetan sky burial, and then I'm gonna do one of the worst stories I've ever seen, and then I'm getting out of here. And then I'll do a closing because I want to know why the things happen the way it does. Welcome to Live at 5, guys. I know it's gonna be this. So I know we're getting the 2 hour mark. Sorry about that. We're gonna be wrapping it up soon. It's a long Wednesday.
What are we talking about?
It's just some weird stuff. Some weird stuff. Gotta try to wrap this up a little better. But thank you for joining me. If you're hanging in there, but we're almost done. I'm just gonna get into one more story, and then the finale, and then I'll do my closing. And I'll see you tomorrow. It's been Live at 5. The only show starts at 6:45. Thank you for joining me. That last thing was some bizarre shit. I'm gonna be honest with you.
We're going live at 5. We're going live at 5-ish. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. 6, 5. Ooh, that's it.
Not the cigarette with the remote control, right? Not like that. But Annie, are you okay? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? All right, let's get into the BAM. Shouts to the first black. Which don't do it again. Don't you do it again. Because that's something else. It's hard times because they're going through the same stuff. You know, all the stones are being thrown at them, and then they still got to do what they got to do. All right, let's do. Let's just do. All right, over barred with commercials. It won't end. I want to get into the Tibetan sky funeral. Then after that, I'm done. It's just about. All right.
Did that make you feel a certain way? We're going live at 5. Ow, we're going live at 5-ish. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. 6, 5. Ooh, that's it.
Used in the context of the Buddhist religion in Tibet. Chos is dharma, or religion. The deceased body is taken to a designated site, typically atop a mountain, to be consumed by vultures. The vultures are called kadruma, sky dancers or skywalkers, as they carry the soul to the heavens, complicating femininity. Dutro translates directly to charnel ground, or a place where bodies are left exposed for sky burials. Rogyapa performed the sky burial. Ro is body or corpse, and Gyapa, vultures during a sky burial. Their role is crucial as they ensure the bird, adhering to the spiritual and practical aspect and serve in the context of the Tibetan cultural. Look at the video I shot 40 years ago when foreigners were first allowed to enter Tibet. Now, this is a sky burial. There's a strange, eerie background. This ended, this picture. This Tibetan custom of chopping up the dead and feeding it to vultures. They see it as the best way for burial, as the body will go towards heaven with the vultures. It was quite an eerie sight, and it was unbelievable that we watched it. At this altitude, when it was early in the morning, around 6 or 7 in the morning, it was hard to believe I was seeing what was happening. The clothes all strewn on the side of the blood-stained rock.
I canceled my Mid-Journey subscription because this AI does everything I need for a
kind of funky, kind of. I mean, I'll be honest with you, hardcore, but like they say, they do it to honor, honor, just giving it immediately right back, hot, hot served back to the birds. Hey, you gotta look. You gotta do what you gotta do.
You've got to love life to have life, and you've got to have life to love life.
Close to last.
Calling hours, a family member and seeing the wrong person in the casket.
That's what one family says happened at a local funeral.
Yeah, it's just part of what this family says went wrong that day. It's all outlined in this lawsuit here filed this week. This is a large family, and they say what's happened is keeping them from properly grieving.
It's bad enough that you have to suffer with the funeral home. It's just been unbearable for us.
Navina Cargill died in...
It's still very fresh.
Her death was a surprise, unexpected. No one saw it coming, and no one could have guessed what Pamela Merritt here says happened next at the visitation.
I finally get enough strength to go in there and say goodbye to my sister, and I look and I was like, what is going on here? Who is this person that's here?
The body in Navina's casket, in Navina's outfit, Pamela tells me, was not her sister's. Outlined in the lawsuit, this happened at Smoot Funeral Services on Parsons Avenue. Pamela says she and her family left the home.
Still couldn't see her, don't know where she was.
It was a full 5 hours, she says, before the funeral director found her missing sister. Pamela tells me Navina's makeup was poor. There was even a mistake in the obituary.
It was horrible.
In Pamela's eyes, this lawsuit is not about money.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. Accountability.
Instead, she and her family want measures taken so this never happens again.
All this stuff compiled together was just too much. It's too much for any family to ever have to go through. And that's our goal, is to make sure that this never happens to anybody else.
Now, he made several homes on just a landlord for Smoot's owner, and he had nothing to do.
Never seen it. So it could be worse. I don't know, but it makes me feel mom and pop, these places, it's kind of tricky because they don't have the tools and stuff. You're turning it back to the medieval times. The only time we should have to worry about bodies being missing was during those times where they were desecrating graves for practices for just witchcraft and all that types of shit. So when we find out that babies and bodies are missing and certain body parts are missing, it's making me feel like we're going backwards in time almost. I don't know what's the market for desecrated graves, but I feel like it's up, or either black magic is up or something is down. Morale is down. It's talking about just when the soul dies, we're supposed to respect the soul, and there's no way burying one body in the casket, dumping them out, mixing up the bodies has anything to do with having a soul, and giving a fuck or a damn about how the family feels. There is one more story, and again, like I said, it brings me back to the medieval times when things like this happen. It's either just a blatant attack on the person who purchased the casket and dealt directly with these people, or these people are morbid and they have no soul, which means they shouldn't be dealing with the soulless or the soul leaving the body. These are like shaman jobs, I think. You be fucking like, there should be like leaves and shit. Like I want to make sure I'm going over there for like fucking do not like if I don't know what's with that. Goes me to hell with the remote control.
Radar, sonar, laser beams, jets, tanks, submarines, megathons, H-bomb, napalm, this shit will kill you fast.
How you know you're going to hell? How you know you're going to hell? I'm just saying I'm not gonna be able to click the thing. Don't send me the. She said she put this.
Dedicated feel. Refined.
The Steelers game on repeat. Let's get into a horror story, and I'll do my closing. She never drove it. Hilarious. I do believe she buried him with that car because he was an asshole. And for sure, shout outs to the Filipinos who wanted to get twerked on at the funeral. They felt just like 2 Chainz. I wonder if they've heard the song.
A family is suing a funeral home after they say they were disgusted only on 10. Andy, some of these details are extremely disturbing.
Oh, Regina, they sure are, and they're all outlined in this lawsuit. Torian Williams, who died May 2nd, 2022. 7 days later, his open casket viewing here at Snelling's funeral home.
Out of this young man's nose.
You know, you talk about like Beetlejuice shit, you know? I mean, that's the first thing that comes to my mind, like some sort of sick, fucking weird nightmare. And it's like you have to be, like I said, a soulless person because you shipped it like that. Imagine like working in a meat factory and you see the rotten meat and you still ship it. You're a sick person or you're dead. It's like something from Men in Black. I'll eat it like this. I'll eat it just like this. Though that's how I do my funeral. Why you don't do worm funerals? That's how I do my. Wait, they look. Well, what's wrong with it? I'll eat it right now. That's crazy. Soulless.
Agates in his mouth, on his face.
I just remember my sister screaming. I remember the lady placing her hand on her, telling her not to make a
react here. You were the one to blame, not what they had done to.
Trauma, sleeplessness, flashback, anxiety, depression, nausea, humiliation, embarrassment, grief, and horror. We went to Snelling's funeral home. We extend our sincere condolences to his family. However, because the events following his death are the subject of ongoing litigation, we do not believe it is appropriate to comment publicly at this time. We would have Attorney Sharp thing
clean and disinfect his body, and then he went through the embalming process. That was improper.
And that's mentioned in the lawsuit as well. This case is set to be heard in Chesapeake Civil Court, 8:30 on July 28th. The court is expecting to have a 3-day jury trial. I'm Andy Fox.
Thanks, Andy. Well, one of those things. Like I said, either they're having too much fun. I think it's too much fun. I think that they're not thinking about the big picture and they're not thinking about the family at all. And watch Mortician. We got through one episode and I realized it's a business. It has nothing to do with dead people. It has nothing to do with none of that shit. Take all that stuff out of your mind. They do not care about you after you're dead, just like they don't care about. Well, some people don't give a shit about you while you're alive. And anybody's so too invested in your death, watch out. You know what I'm saying? It's like making sure that your funeral is good. Give you not a dime while you're alive.
Regular, degular, it's regular. No.
Speaking of dimes,
I wish a nigga would like, subscribe, and share.
basically, this show again. Welcome to Live at 5, the closing. Thank you for joining me. Wait, hold on. Could it be because he was mixed? Oh, again, soulless. You put that energy, your inside house energy in your work. You ain't supposed to do that. You keep your racist ass inside that house.
Really and truly, I'm just
Take my high yellow ass inside the house.
You better keep that together. It's time to work. You know what I'm saying? You know how many waiters want to spit in your food? You got to focus. It has nothing to do with that. I respect my craft, so I'm doing it right. Putting the worms in the body, especially if I was light skinned, holy shit.
He told me to take my high yellow.
Honestly, this is one of those things like we got to do on the woke out where if we follow this story and then we look up, that's what, could do that. I'm already at 218 and I'm just trying to get through. I didn't even get through the African weddings. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if you want to talk about like a mortician's motive, who the hell knows? Just like a doctor who rapes you while you're under the knife, or just like a landlord who says no, you cannot move in here because I don't want any darkies in my. Like, you don't have no idea what these people are with power are like. I think professionalism is out the fucking window. I'm sorry. If things like this can happen to a kid,
Holy sh!
I mean, we're disrespecting you even after life. Yes, like I do believe his race might have been an issue. And for them to turn around and say, "Don't make a scene. It's your fault." Why? Because he's half black. Again, I don't know what that is. When you pat me on my hand and you're like, "Listen, calm down."
white people doing white people thing.
It's always a calm down situation when the most craziest things are happening. They bunk you in the back of the head. Calm down. They kill your black leaders. Why don't you calm? The reason why we did that because you wasn't calming down. You should calm down. So it's just like either we're too calm or we're not calm enough. So even after death, we're rowdy.
I don't need.
I don't know where that comes from. You don't have dignity in your work. Thank you for your words and your time always in the chat. Shouts to black women all day.
The African American woman is the backbone.
I don't know why they turn around. It's the same reason why they turn around and say we're lazy. This show wasn't about race, but it always ends up being. Why? Because you guys do some weird shit.
White people.
I be trying. Lord knows I be trying. Not worms. Not the worms. And this lady was probably not liked in this community. I mean, we could do a whole workout about it and probably figure that out for sure. She's probably had fucking write-ups and types of shit, trying to get her kicked out of the neighborhood. Who knows? We've seen worse. People do crazy things to black people who live in white neighborhoods. They want you the hell out of there. But this has been Live at 5, the only show that starts at 6:45. Listen.
You've got to love life to have life, and you've got to have life to love life.
Even after life, just give the person dignity. That's all. Whatever color they are. What would Jesus do? He was buried once, wasn't he? Not a good burial. It was like one rock. Nothing fancy, no flowers, just the rock. So, you know, I don't know if they messed with his body or anything.
Like rose from the dead.
Word, buried him like Jesus did. Like just put him with a rock, leave it alone, leave the body alone, and then we'll be able to come back. You fucking with it, doing all this weird shit to the body. I can't even come back. Now I got the remote control in my hand. I'm all fucked up watching the Steelers game. You put me in purgatory, you dummy. Don't put your loved ones in purgatory. Give them dignity and leave them alone. Stop fussing with them. Don't fuss with their dead bodies now. Leave them. Leave them. Either put them in the dirt or turn them into dust. That's it. That's it. Don't play with them. You should have played with them when they was alive. Hey, yo. Not like that. Come on, you know what I mean.
It's twisted. Somebody did that thing to somebody else. That's somebody maybe has. It's crazy.
All right. Like I said, this just dignity. That's all. And if you're watching this and you're, I'm gonna probably tag a whole bunch of mortician and fucking embalmists in this video. If you're watching this, just give dignity to your patients. Think of them as patients. You're a doctor, but in reverse. Call it death care instead of health care. You know what I'm saying? Be a good death care worker.
You know where that came? That came from me. He told me to take my high yellow ass inside the house.
Don't forget to love yourselves, and I love you back. I'll see you tomorrow. This has been Grave Miscalculations. Can I rest in peace? Oh, nah. It's probably nah. Not until they get it right. Nah. All right. I'll see you tomorrow. Different topic, different time. Don't forget to love yourselves, and we'll love you back. I've been R.I.P. Thank you for joining me. Everybody in the chat too as well. Shouts to Angelique. Shouts to Hunter Plays. Go check them out. Go subscribe to them. Shout out to my wife, of course, Marcella April Ponticello. Again, check out those affirmations for free on Facebook every day or every other day. Or every other day. You know the word. All right. I've been your host. Thank you for joining me. And if it looks like a mental breakdown, you know what to do.
Yeah.
You want to follow us on YouTube.
Of course. Our Negroes on Spotify. Wait, is what? Say it again. Our Negroes?
ODD, Odd Negroes.
Oh, Odd Negroes.
Yeah.
I'm going to go online at Odd Negroes with a Z.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to follow you guys.
It was nice speaking with you.
Thank you so much.
That's Marcella. I'm going to have the new band, the first band signed to Odd Negroes Records, I'm Sad Because You're Dead, with their first single, Grave Miscalculations. It's a different flow. Rest in peace, Sanaa. They did the jingle for us. First AI band. Timbaland was right. All right, take it away.
Odd Negroes presents Climax Springs' own I'm Sad Because You're Dead, with their #1 smash hit, Grave Miscalculations. Rest in peace or nah. Take it away, boys and girls. It's one. Take it away.
Are you dead? Grave miscalculations. Rest in peace or now. Rest in peace or now. Did they bury you? Did they play? Was it okay? Rest in peace or now. Grave miscalculations. How much does it go on? How much do you pay? How much do they lay? They're gonna pay. Oh, miscalculation.
And that's the bridge. Bring it back.
Rest in peace now. Rest in peace now. Live at 5-ish, the only show that starts at 6 o'clock. Like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Rest in peace now.
No, hey, listen. What are you going to do? Listen. Listen. Listen, you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, you gotta do what you gotta do. Shout outs to I'm sad because you're dead. You're gonna be hearing a lot more from them. Probably not. I don't know about that.
It's not me. I'm fighting for my life. It's not me. I'm fighting for my life.
See you tomorrow. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. And also, don't forget to donate and tip. It's right here on the bottom. It's the Undertaker and all the burial matches that. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget to love yourselves and we'll love you back. All right. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye. Rest in peace or nah. See, it sticks in the head a little bit, right? A little bit.
White people, we're winning. You see what's going on.